everybody, I'm Staff Sergeant Mike Williams.
And I'm Staff Sergeant Auttem Osborne.
We're with the Montana Army National Guard. We wanted to thank you for listening in today. We're going to review a few of the job postings that we have available in our area. But first, we have a brief video to give you guys a quick rundown on who we are and what we do.
1636, long before our country was known as the United States of America, the National Guard was established as our first military institution. But what is the National Guard? What is the purpose? How is it organized? And most important, why do people join? The purpose of the National Guard is twofold. One, to have a standing force of trained soldiers ready to move at the direction of a state's governor in times of natural disasters or emergencies. And two, to be mobilized federally in times of war and national need. That service could be close to home or overseas. The National Guard is distinct in that Guard members serve part-time and are known as citizen soldiers. At a minimum, they train 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year so that they are ready to respond whenever and wherever they are needed. In exchange for their service to their communities and country, National Guard soldiers receive compensation as well as numerous benefits. First, the National Guard will help pay for a 4-year college education or vocational school. In many cases, the Guard covers up to 100% of those education costs. And in the National Guard, you can serve part-time, close to home, while you attend college full-time. So you protect your own community where your part-time service will have the best, most direct effect on the people who matter most to you. National Guard members receive paid career training and earn a steady paycheck. There are also opportunities for advancement. By law, Guard pay increases the longer you serve. And as a National Guard member moves through the military ranks, each promotion earned is coupled with an increase in pay. National Guard members are also eligible for low-cost life insurance, healthcare benefits, and a 401k type savings plan. If you serve 20 years, you get a military retirement in exchange for your part-time service. Maybe the best benefit is the hardest to put into words. Serving just feels good. If it's your nature to help, you can't do more to help yourself, your family, and community than by becoming a part of the Army National Guard.
All right, now that video's over, we're going to dive into our first position. All right, that is the job of an infantryman. All right, as an infantryman, you will specialize in ground combat operations. You capture, destroy, and deter enemy forces, assist in reconnaissance, and help mobilize troops and weaponry to support mission as a ground combat force. All right, this job is only available in the National Guard for part-time service, meaning it doesn't exist in the Army Reserves. All right. 22 weeks is the training duration. That's going to be infantry OSA. That's one station unit training down in Fort Benning, Georgia. The unit we have here is the 1st of the 163rd Cavalry Regiment. All right, we have several locations all across the state. So if you're not in the Kalispell footprint or Polson footprint, we can get you set up somewhere else. All right, certifications. Many jobs that we offer tied to civilian certifications that you're going to be able to use to help you get a position outside of the military. All right. The first certification is the hazmat certification. The second certification is security fundamentals. The third is going to be risk management. Any of these certifications you get throughout your time in an infantry unit can help land you a higher paying job. All right, why this path? Why would we want to go the infantry path? My reasoning is it's cool, it's exciting, it's exactly what people picture when they picture a soldier or watch a movie with soldiers, right? They're out there doing infantry stuff. All right, you're going to train on multiple weapon systems. You're going to train mounts, military operation, urban terrain tactics, as well as several different insertion techniques. It's a pretty neat job.
All right, the next position we're going to talk about is the 92 Fox Petroleum Supply Specialist. Petroleum Supply Specialists oversee the Army's use of petroleum. Soldiers are trained to operate a range of equipment used in the distribution of petroleum, including livets, tankers, and pipeline. They fuel Army vehicles and aircraft and make sure petroleum is handled safely and according to protocol. we have a few different units that petroleum supply specialists operate under. The local one we have here is the 639th Quartermaster Unit. They are ground refuel, so they refuel all of the ground vehicles. The biggest unit we have that has fuelers or petroleum supply specialists is the aviation unit located in Helena. So these petroleum supply specialists are able to refuel Chinooks, Blackhawks, and Lakotas. Some of the certifications that petroleum supply specialists can acquire once they're fully trained as a petroleum supply specialist is their CDL, Associate Safety Professional, Certified Petroleum Apprentice, and Chemical Industrial Waste Operator. Like all the other jobs that we're mentioning, this job is easily transferred into the civilian sector as well. There's plenty of opportunities in this to fly with the flight crew also. So that's one of the reasons a lot of people decide to go this route. They're around the birds and stuff like that, so they get hands-on training with those sometimes as well.
All right, everybody. The next listing we have is going to be actually a series of positions that we have open. It's going to be the 15 series. These are going to be all of our jobs related to aviation. And lucky for you guys, I actually have somebody here from the unit that is much, much more relevant or up to date on this information than I am. And his name is Specialist Scott. Here you go.
How's it going, everybody? Super excited to be able to talk to you a little bit today about some of the fields that we offer in our 15 series. There are over 15 types of career fields in the series. Most of them are mechanically related. Some of these can include electronics and avionics, structural, power plant, hydraulics and hydraulics, amongst many more. Our unit is the first of the 189th Combat Support Aviation Battalion out of Helena, Montana. It is a brand new facility and also happens to be one of the largest in the nation, as well, coming from me, one of the nicest. Some of the certifications that you can expect from the jobs that we offer in the 15 series are things like an aerospace technician certification. This is an advanced overview of all of our military aircraft, going from the body to the engines to all of its components and subcomponents. You can also expect several American Society for Non-Destructive Testing certifications through various jobs in the 15 series. We also offer certifications within our jobs dealing with the Federal Aviation Administration. These certifications can position you for great knowledge and applicable skill sets to the civilian market should you pursue that outside of the Guard. Why this path is an incredible path to take as a Guards member. These positions are very skilled and technical. This obviously includes the training with these positions. The training is very knowledgeable and you are able to advance your career with the knowledge you pick up. These jobs directly relate to many civilian careers, especially in aviation, ranging from maintenance on the civilian side to even flying civilian aircraft. The jobs that we offer in the 15 series across the state offer great pay comparative to many of the other jobs that the Guard offers. It's an incredible path to take if you have ever had aspirations to be a pilot, as we offer a warrant officer program. You can get into your unit, gain knowledge and advancement in your career, and be able to drop a warrant officer packet in hopes to become a pilot within the military. If you are able to do that, in addition with the knowledge that you have received through your training and different jobs in the 15 series, you can go to the civilian market and be a step ahead of the field. Thanks for letting me talk to you today. I hope this has helped, and I hope you all have a great day.
All right, guys, there you had it from the man himself. And like he said, it is a very direct route to drop a fight packet to where you can actually get into a spot or position where you're going to be able to fly helicopters. All right, we have several different types of helicopters located here. State-of-the-art facility. If that's something you're looking at getting into, let us know.
All right, everybody, the last position we are going to discuss is the 74 Delta Seaburn Specialist. Seaburn Specialists protect the country from the threat of weapons of mass destruction. The weapons they train to detect and protect against include any weapons of a chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear type. The main unit that houses the Seaburn Specialist is located down in Missoula. It's the 631st Chemical Unit. We do also have a specialty unit called the CRD, which is the Chemical Reconnaissance Detachment, and they are located in Helena, Montana. They support a lot of the Special Forces missions and house all of our Rangers. which is pretty cool. Some of the certifications that you can gain from becoming qualified as a CBRN specialist is becoming a certified safety professional, gaining your CDL, and getting your hazardous material endorsement, which transfers super well into the civilian sector. All right, why this path? This job is super exciting. Actually, soldiers learn about the effects that CBRN threats, again, that's chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear type threats, and the effects they have on the human body and how to decontaminate an area and soldiers themselves.
All right, so the next thing we're going to discuss is pay, right? Nobody ever wants to go into a new job not knowing exactly what they're going to make. All right, so keep in mind our soldiers, per the video, right, only work on average 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year outside of any training and deployments. So we're going to give you two pay scales, right? One's going to be for the weekend. One is going to be for any periods you're active longer than a month, right? So starting pay for the weekend, we're looking at $220. There are ways to speed up that pay or increase that pay through a Stripes for Skills test that we have, or a referral system to where you can get early advancement, right? You see pay raises are fairly decent for 2 days of work, all right? You're looking at $46 after that first promotion, and moving up from there to $280 to $344. All right, that 1 month pay while you're basic training and your job training, you're looking at $1,600 starting out with a $350 raise after if you get promoted prior to leaving, right? So $2,000 up to $2,400. Good money, decent pay, and keep in mind when you're training, you have no real expenses either, right? All your food and lodging is all taken care of.
All right, moving on, we're going to cover some of our key benefits. First one being the Montana National Guard 100% tuition waiver. This one is pretty brand new. It was just passed by the border regions, the state of Montana, and the governor of Montana. This is for all of our National Guard soldiers that decide to go to school. So what this is after they've applied all of their FAFSA to their tuition to the state college that they decided to go to, whatever's left over and is uncovered, the waiver is used to kind of close that gap. So the soldiers won't have to pay any of their tuition. Next is going to be the Montgomery GI Bill. And this is offered to all soldiers who decide to go to school. It's a federal program, and it's a tax-free stipend of $397 a month while enrolled in college as a full-time student. So that goes straight into their bank account, not to the school, once a month. Some soldiers may qualify for the GI Bill kicker. It's an additional $200 a month. And the way a soldier qualifies for this is they have to score a 50 or above on their ASVAB, on their initial enlistment.
All right, the next benefit we're going to talk about is the TRICARE Reserve Select Health Insurance Plan. All right, this plan is super, super cheap considering what you get. All right, for an individual, it's $47.20. For a family, it's $238.99. Now, the average cost in Montana for individual insurance, you're looking at close to $470 a month. All right, for a family, you're looking at around $1,430 a month, and that was as of 2020, right? So very, very great insurance. With the deductible, if an individual were to go to a hospital, the deductible is only $52 per visit, right? Save yourself some money. All right, benefits continued. All right, we have a life insurance plan up to $400,000. You also get the best benefit of all, experience. All right, that's going to be something to add to a resume. It can give you that veterans hiring preference if you're applying for a state or federal job. It can also show some know-how and some ingenuity as you guys are applying for some jobs. Some what do they call it? Grit. There we go.
All right, also some benefits. As you go through training and you learn new jobs, you're going to learn some trade skills. So plumber, electrician, HVAC, mechanic. Those are all some examples of jobs that we actually have in the Guard that transfer over. Also,
the GI Bill.
when we're talking about the GI Bill, we're talking about the tuition waiver and stuff like that. a lot of people assume it's only for traditional college, but in fact, it also covers trade schools. So if you do want to go and you want to get your welder's license or do an apprenticeship program, you can use those benefits that, like we said, GI Bill and tuition waiver, to help you accomplish those goals as well.
Use that GI Bill to supplement your income while you're doing an apprenticeship or a journeymanship.
Yeah.
Right. You get an extra $390 a month. All right. Next, we have qualifications and terms. All right. For any job, right, we have a set guideline for hiring. Right. So qualifications: you must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident between the ages of 17 and 35, and as stated earlier, you have to pass the ASVAB. All right, our minimum score is 31. If you get above a 50, there's some additional incentives, extra cash.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can also get that kicker for the GI Bill, an additional $200 a month while you're at school.
Yeah.
And you must meet our moral, medical, and physical requirements.
Keep in mind that age range, 17 to 35 years old. If you are 35 and maybe 36 and a little bit older, we do have waivers. Just take on the whole person concept, kind of see what's been going on in your life and stuff like that, and we might be able to get you in.
In other words, reach out, tell us about yourself. All right, we may be able to work something for you.
Yep.
Contract terms. All right. Contract terms can vary based on whatever your desired outcome is. Right. If you're one of those guys that are afraid of commitment, right? You don't like having a cell phone, right? That kind of stuff, right? We have shorter contracts. Our average contract that we're looking at is a 6x2 contract, meaning 6 years you're in that drilling status, 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year. 2 years you're in the individual ready reserve, which means during those 2 years you're not going overseas, you're not reporting for drill weekends or making a check. Right? It means you're just on standby.
Yeah. I would have to say, like, to add to that, I think the best contract term would be the 6x2, just because as listed, it says best incentives. So that would ensure that you get the full GI Bill, the tuition waiver, and all the bells and whistles, I guess, that the National Guard has to offer.
Exactly. Everyone wants to serve more than 6 years anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So to apply, all right, you can reach me, Staff Sergeant Mike Williams, 406-461-0114, or you can shoot me an email at the address listed on the screen.
Yeah. Or if you want to reach out to me, Staff Sergeant Auttem Osborne, phone number is listed right there, 406-451-3272. Also, if you guys want to come meet us in person, which we would love to, give you a handshake and visit with you a little bit. Our address is 135 Hutton Ranch, Suite 104, Kalispell, right across from Swarson Ski House and next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right, guys, that's all we got. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, Luke, how'd that go?
That was good.
All right.
Good. I learned a lot, so that's good.
Good. That's the point.
Yeah, the Montana, the waiver, that's great.
It's amazing. Yeah, a lot of our soldiers are using it. So
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And I know we have a handful of people that have, come here to FECC to do our trades programs, and they're using, their benefits through the military. So
yeah, a lot of kids these days, I feel like, don't really know what they want to do yet. So at least for me and our office, we try and promote the trades to at least get something under their belt while they're figuring out what they really want to do.
yeah. And then, like you said, a lot of that translates to civilian private sector jobs later on with the experience and no student debt. So that's tough to beat.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. All right, well,
Awesome. Well, I've got one question for you, and I'd just be curious what, so both of you, what your favorite aspects are of being in the National Guard.
I'm actually the guy who's been in every component of the Army. So I've been active duty Army and Army Reserve. But when I transferred to the Guard, I came straight into a full-time position. Like we have several types of full-time positions here. It's great pay for our region, and I get to stay home and serve.
For me, I initially enlisted so that I could get my college paid for. So I've been in 13 years now, though, and probably the biggest thing for me is I have 2 little boys. So being able to stay home with them and, watch them grow and stuff like that is good. And then being able to serve the community at the same time is pretty big for me.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thank you both very much for joining us today, and thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
Thanks. All right, well,
Thank you
thanks for
so
having
much.
us.
Awesome. Enjoy your day.
All right,
You
you
too.
too, Luke.